Hello, it's me, John Atkins, aka the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube, and welcome to Ukulele Tales, the ukulele podcast. Goodness me, have I said ukulele enough yet? Well, I make no apologies for it, because this is, as I say, the ukulele podcast, and I think you're going to be hearing that word an awful lot more before the hour is up. First things first, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023. Wow, 2023. Can you believe it? I hope it's going to be an amazing year for every single one of you. Personally, I had been planning on doing a podcast this week based entirely on your ukulele goals and resolutions for the new year. But as you might be able to hear, my voice is not quite what it ought to be. And I'm currently getting over, or I should say, well, really in the throes of having a quite terribly sore throat. Now, I mentioned last week that our son Percy was sick over Christmas, and as was perhaps only too predictable, he since passed it on to my wife Tiffany and myself. So over the last couple of weeks, at any given time, at least one of us has been sat in our pajamas, swaddling ourselves in blankets and nursing a hot drink. Well, not Percy, he's a bit young to be having a cup of hot sweet tea, but you get the idea. Anyway, as I said, I'm getting over a sore throat, so I'm going to try and keep my intro brief this week, but I'd still love to hear from you. We'll do our goals and resolutions next week. I don't know about you, but I never start mine until about the 5th or 6th of January anyway. So if you want to send me your ukulele goals for 2023, drop me an email, uketeacher@grabyouruke.com, or just send me a message on Facebook, Twitter, or of course Patreon, patreon.com/uketeacher. And let me know what you're hoping to achieve over the next 361 or so days. I'm loving hearing from all of you, and I've had some lovely feedback to the show so far. Hard to believe I've only been doing this properly for less than 2 months, yet already I've been able to speak to James Hill, Jake Shimabakuru, Bernadette Teaches Music, Tyler from 10 Thumbs, and Mandy from Opera Lele. Now, I told you when I started that my goal was to bring you some of the best ukulele players and personalities around, anywhere in the world on this show, and I really think I'm starting as a mean to go on. So one of my New Year's goals or resolutions is to keep this show going and really make it the best ukulele podcast out there. So if you're enjoying it, I would really appreciate some positive feedback from you, whether it's a thumbs up, or if you could subscribe on your podcast catcher, or if you have a ukulele community or friend or someone who you think might enjoy it, please, I would really love it if you guys could do me a favor and just spread the word. I'm putting a lot of hard work and effort into the show, and the more people that listen, the better. So if there's anyone you think might enjoy the show, I would really, really be grateful if you could pass on the good word and your personal recommendations. And with that, I thank you. If you're joining me now for the very first time, go and check out those archives. Like I said, there's only 5 or 6 episodes so far, but there are some great chats on there. And as is always the case, they are all face-to-face, in-person conversations. No Zooms, no Teams meetings, nothing like that. I have met each and every person in person, face-to-face. So if you see that I've got someone on my podcast, it means that I personally met them and was able to ask them up close and personal questions. Right now, though, here in England, or at least here in Bath in England, it is absolutely pouring down with rain. I just took my son to nursery and got absolutely drenched. And then as soon as I stepped in the door, my wife asked me to pop out again to the pharmacy for her, and I got soaked again. So I'm sat here in my damp jeans, looking out the window at the grey skies and pouring rain, and I'm longing for just a little bit of sunshine. So today I'm going to go back in time and bring you a great chat I had with UkuLenny back in the summer at the Anaheim Convention Center at NAMM. I'm sure many of you guys already know what a sweet and funny guy Lenny is, but it occurred to me that even though I'd sort of known him for about 5 or 6 years, I'd never really had the chance to properly sit down and talk with him, or really find out much about him as a person at all. Such is the case with a lot of these conventions and festivals. You often get there, you say your hellos, you do your workshops and your performances, and then you maybe check out a few other workshops and shows that are going on, but you never really have the chance to have a good old natter with anyone. So I went into this one determined to actually find out a bit more about this man they call UkuLenny. And one of the things I found out is that he's not just a sweet and charming guy, but he's also absolutely hilarious. We start off talking about how COVID changed things for us, but once that's out of the way, the conversation veers off onto all kinds of fun and bizarre tangents, including parenthood, Play-Doh, and pasta making. And of course, we also talk all about the ukulele, how and why he started playing, what it means to him, and introducing it and music in general to his daughter. And also, we talk about what other musical instruments he plays. And if you don't know what other instrument UkuLenny plays, I will save that for the second part of the interview later on, as it absolutely took my breath away when he gave me an in-person, impromptu demo in the entrance arch of the Anaheim Convention Center, and it has to be heard to be believed. Now, if my throat can stand it, I'll be back shortly with a bit more banter. But for now, here's part one of my chat with UkuLenny. UkuLenny, it's a pleasure. Honestly, we've bumped into each other for the last, 7 years or something, I think. I never really had a chance to chat properly, It's always sort of hi here, hi there, but, it's always like busy at a festival and stuff. So really cool. Thank you very much for joining us and having a little chat with me. We're here at NAMM. What are you up to this weekend?
Yeah, mostly my business is to hang out at the Kala booth. That's where I'll be jamming with my friends, especially Magnus and Boris, who it's great to catch up with them. We're also in Europe. And the big thing that I do is with NAMM Foundation and the NAMM Show, they host an ukulele circle every year. This is like the 5th year I'm doing it, which is really, really fun and really cool to think that that's kind of like my position at Kala is to lead everybody in song. They get out the ukuleles, they bring out a bunch of ukes, and we just have a good time. And this year it's outdoors, which is really fun. We get to be outdoors playing the ukulele like we should be.
Yeah, I saw that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there, unfortunately, but it looks like it's going to be so much fun and really cool. You seem to be able to jam with anyone, right? I mean, you just pull people out of the crowd, I feel like, and just sort of like, hey, you can play a song with me. You just did it to me. What did we play together? We played Havana?
Havana, yeah. Which I think you teach on your website, so
the thing is, what people don't realize is I make this lesson and then I just forget the song. I never listen to it again, ever. So I think I made Havana, 6 years ago?
Probably, yeah.
I don't think I've even
out.
heard the song since then.
I love that, though. I mean, what did the bird say? Learn the changes and then forget them, That's kind of what you got to do, because especially, I've thought about this, too. I don't cover a lot of modern songs. I really appreciate that you just go in and find out what's modern and learn it. But for me, I've always learned that I've invested time in a new song, and then it's not worth it. 6 months later, it's dead. Nobody wants to listen to that song anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Whereas,
okay.
If I learn a Beatles song, that's going to live forever. If I learn an Al Green song, it's going to live forever. So, learning new songs is fun, but you do have to learn them and drop them.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to come to the top.
Yeah. That's the thing. You never know what's going to live, what's going to sort of vanish.
Yeah.
But you must have a huge repertoire of stuff, right? How many songs do you think you know off the top of your head?
I know. I really want to count them, but I'm really lazy. Every time I start the count, I'm I don't know. There's too many. I would say 1,000 probably.
Just inside your head.
Probably something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's overshooting, but I feel with all the songs we learned as teenagers, there's probably at least 50 there that we learned as a teenager. And then each year you're probably you pick up a bunch,
Guess how many songs I know off by heart?
Maybe 3. You Are My Sunshine?
Maybe 0.
I bet you could pull off a Mean Happy Birthday.
Actually, I do know that one from cameos, because I do a lot of cameos. So Happy Birthday is the one song I think I know, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
So what do you do day to day? Because there's not a convention like a NAMM every day, is there? So what is your sort of day?
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, because, a lot of my kind of month to month was traveling with Kala, going to NAMM, going to Toy Fair is one thing we do. So that's kind of every other month I was traveling with Kala. But now I'm doing a lot of online workshops. I have a Patreon now, which is really fun.
Okay.
I have a nice community that I teach workshops to every month. And I'm teaching private lessons to a small group of my old students who used to be in person, a lot of them, and now just online. And then playing whenever I can, weddings, events, restaurant gigs. And those are coming back, which is nice. In the Bay Area.
In the Bay Area, San Francisco.
Yeah. It's all coming back now.
Yeah. What happened for you with COVID and stuff? Did just everything kind of close for a while? Or?
It was really interesting. I think, art is going to art, music is going to music. And I think a lot of us, I'm sure you went through this too as a musician and as a creator. And for me, just keeping the music alive was a big deal for all of us. And I know we were all like in quarantine trying to figure out how we could jam together. That was like a good 2 months of like trying to make this work. We made a bunch of quarantine videos, but that's really where my online community really grew, because a lot of people were looking for who to make content, who would bring us together. And for me, I feel like I was pretty good with tech. I learned Zoom really quick. I learned OBS really quick. So I started jumping on that and building my community, teaching free workshops twice a week for probably a good 6 months at least.
What was that on, the workshops? What were you doing that on?
Just any workshops, anything that people wanted, strum workshops, beginning workshops, blues. I started doing flash mobs where we would record ourselves sing. So I did like Stand By Me and Just the Way You Are, and all of them, all these folks just videotaped themselves playing, sent it to me, and I learned how to edit.
Nice.
I learned how to video edit over the pandemic.
What are you using to edit?
Premiere.
Okay.
Premiere, yeah. So that was a new skill, a new quarantine skill. Some people did sourdough. I did a little pasta. I did a little hand-making pasta, but I also learned to video edit, which was really fun.
Making pasta is actually really difficult. I can tell you that. I wasn't expecting to talk about making pasta, but it's not as easy as people would think, I think.
It's fun. Me and the kid do it. My kid's almost 5 years old now, and one of the fun things is we're making pasta, and I realize how much pasta is just Play-Doh. We played Play-Doh growing up, but I never really made the connection that you could actually make food the way you make Play-Doh, and it's the same exact thing, And so she can roll a pretty good gnocchi. She off her thumb. She can do a gnocchi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
amazing.
bad.
So you said she's nearly 5, right?
Yeah, I know yours is 3.5 now.
Mine's 3.5. Yeah. So they're pretty close together, I guess. In age.
And yet you know how it is. I mean, think about your 3.5 versus 2 even.
It's so much change so quickly, right?
Yeah, it's so fun. So now she can't stop talking.
Yeah.
Before she couldn't even put a sentence together. I watched early videos of the pandemic, and she's not even putting a sentence together, and now she's having legit high-level conversations with us, which is
amazing.
fun.
Do you teach her music? Does she enjoy music or
She
singing
really
or anything?
enjoys to sing and dance. So it's funny because she knows instruments, she knows ukulele. Sometimes she will sit down with me and strum a few chords, but that's not her first reaction. She loves singing. She's having a ball. She asks Alexa for the songs that she likes.
Oh,
she has
cool.
playlists that she likes that she'll play front to back. She gets mad if the playlist is out of order.
Oh, no.
She'll say oh no, that's not the song. That's not it. She'll get pissed.
Yeah.
So she loves music, and her mother is a really great dancer. She does Philippine dance. So I think watching her dance, right now she's in classes. She does Puerto Rican bomba y plena, which is just an amazing class. Drums and singing and call and response, and she does ballet. I'm missing her ballet recital to be here.
Your daughter or your wife? Sorry.
Daughter, my daughter.
Your daughter, okay, right.
Yeah, sorry. My wife does traditional Philippine dance.
Oh, amazing, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been fun watching Aurelia really take as a dancer. She'll be pretending she's Eliza from Hamilton and doing her moves, or Frozen. She'll be doing all the Frozen moves that she sees on the movie. So,
so
kids,
cool.
man. But I just taught her a C chord a couple weeks ago, and she strummed it. She was having fun.
Yeah. My kid grew up, I was explaining to someone earlier, when he was born, his bedroom was also my office. So he had sort of ukes all over the wall, and I probably shouldn't have done, but I would just be like, here's a uke, you can help me tune it up and stuff.
Don't ever say shouldn't do it. That's my least favorite thing for a musician, is to say don't touch that, right?
Yeah,
and so
that was my thinking.
Yeah, and that's why I love the uke so much, because you can get $40 ukes that sound amazing, that sound in tune, that they can actually learn to play, versus my saxophone. I really don't want her knocking it over.
Right. How much was the saxophone?
$3,000.
Okay. I was going to say, there are some ukes I really shouldn't have. I know you said don't say shouldn't have, but...
Yeah, but I think if we have the mindset, especially we're lucky, some of these are gifts. We get gifted these nice, beautiful ukes. And it is sad if a uke gets trashed or whatever, but that's not really that often that happens when you give it to a kid.
Yeah, he's really respectful, actually.
If a kid understands how important it is to you, they often treat it with that kind of respect. They know to follow a cue. They might go out of line sometimes, but the only thing is don't let your kid step on the uke. Okay, but everything else, even knocking it against something, that's not really going to hurt the uke. I think for music to go around, we need to be able to pass our kids the instrument.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
that's why I like our Kala plastic ones. You don't have to be mad.
The Waterman.
The Waterman.
Right? Yeah.
You don't have to be mad about that. Even if they spit on them, you wipe them down.
Percy had a Waterman, or has it? I guess. I think we had to hide it actually. but I would always come downstairs and there'd be a toy in it that was bigger than the sound hole. I'm like, how did you do that?
That is funny.
Every
Magic.
time.
Magic. I love how kids can see beyond the archetypes that we've created, like an ukulele is only for this.
Yeah.
Kids are so they see an ukulele and they do whatever they want to it. They have no rules yet created for that. So I love that. It's also a storage for
hereditary, for toys. For
it's a
Paw
great
Patrol or something,
hiding place. Paw Patrol. Yeah.
What did I tell you? The guy is just an absolute sweetheart, and this interview just gets funnier and funnier. He's such a lovely guy, and I'm so happy and privileged to have had the chance to get to know him just a little bit better throughout the course of this chat. UkuLenny, what a lovely, lovely chap. As I said, next week, unfortunately not this week due to my sore throat, but next week we will talk all about your ukulele goals and resolutions for the new year, for 2023. I want to know what you have planned with the ukulele. What do you want to do? Do you want to improve yourself as a player? Maybe you want to enter a talent contest. Perhaps you want to write your own song. Or maybe you just want to determine that you're going to practice for a certain amount every single day. Whatever your ukulele goals and ideas and plans for 2023 are, I want to know. I want to know all about them. So let me know. Send me a message. Email ukteacher@grabyouruk.com, or simply find me, the Ukulele Teacher, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or of course Patreon, patreon.com/uketeacher. And of those methods, Patreon might just be the best way of getting in touch with me right now, because it is how I am keeping this podcast project going. So if you would like to help support keeping Ukulele Tales on the air, sign up today to patreon.com/uketeacher. It helps support the podcast, keep it on air, and of course, you guys get some great bonus content as well. There's already a bonus 10-minute chat with James Hill and Tyler from 10 Thumbs Pro. Plus, you get behind-the-scenes gossip and goodies, and there's things like polls, and you'll even get the chance to ask questions to some of my upcoming guests as well. So if you love Ukulele Tales podcast and you're interested in seeing it continue, then maybe please consider signing up to patreon.com/uketeacher. At the moment, whatever tier you sign up to on my Patreon page, for however big or small an amount, you will currently get all of the bonus goodies and behind-the-scenes content for the Ukulele Tales podcast. Right now, though, my throat is killing me. You're not here to listen to my rambling on. You want to hear more from the man, the myth, the legend that is UkuLenny. So let's head back to the steps of the Anaheim Convention Center in California for more chat from myself and UkuLenny. So actually, that's the point. I forgot you're wearing a saxophone around your neck now.
Yeah.
Where does that come in to what you do?
It's an interesting, my musical story, because I'm kind of a nomad with the instruments. I grew up on piano at 5 years old. Then I went to ukulele at 10, not ukulele. I went to guitar at 10 years old because piano wasn't cool anymore. So I was like alone playing the piano. I wanted to be with friends outside. Guitar was the next logical step. And it just so happens that I also, along the way, picked up saxophone as a band instrument. Played it in 4th and 5th grade, but I lost my sax when I was growing up. So for a long time I didn't have one. My dad was picking up a second job. He was selling vacuums. He was slaying it, and he said, if I get this bonus, I'm gonna get you a sax.
Oh, wow.
Got it for me about 11th grade, and I took it to the marching band.
Yeah.
So I joined the marching band at UC Berkeley, Cal Band, Go Bears, and that's where I got my sax training. I did not learn how to play sax really other than elementary school, marching band. And it just was a part of the thing. I was playing a little.
Beautiful.
That was like the only song I knew for a long time.
Yeah.
And it really worked because I played the guitar. I would teach someone the chords, and I would be playing Careless Whisper.
Nice.
And that's pretty much it for the sax until I started becoming a performing ukulele player, and I was messing with a loop pedal. I used to play with just ukulele and voice, and that was fun, but it was kind of kitschy. You can't have a show where you're just doing ukulele and voice and looping. It doesn't seem right. I found the U bass, and I just fell in love. Because now I have the whole band, beatbox, bass, ukulele, and I was just, having fun with it. I was realizing, hey, my solos, I could take a sax solo instead.
Yeah.
So I started bringing my sax to the gig, and that became my extra training because I wasn't very good at sax for years. I was just an amateur sax player, and I still am. But having the loop pedal allowed me to train more and take more solos, and just at the gig, I'm just practicing. I'm just like getting better at the sax. NAMM 2020, I finally decided I'm gonna put away my student sax that had all the leaks and was like just a terrible, it's a band sax. It's just yucky,
Yeah.
It doesn't sound good anymore. And I went to NAMM and tried some Yamaha saxes and fell in love with this one. So I bought it, $3,000 later, and not looking back, it's a beautiful sax.
Yeah. It is beautiful, and you play it very, very nicely.
Thank you.
You're not thinking of changing the name to Saxo-Lenny anytime soon? No.
Although, I could probably have a couple of posters, UkuLenny, Saxo-Lenny,
Yeah.
Bass-Lenny. I should probably have like a thing. And I've done it sometimes at gigs where I'd take one of those photos where it's all of me, 5 of me playing a different instrument. I should do that more often.
For sure, yeah.
The one-man band thing has been real key to my success, I think, in this ukulele world. Just fun that I don't have to just play ukulele. Nothing against people who only play ukulele, but for me, and your videos, I love your multi-track,
thanks.
many
Thank
instrument videos, because that really speaks to me as a musician. I really love that we can learn one instrument and immediately transfer over. You just show me the fingerings, and I'm playing the new instrument, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, and thanks for saying. Firstly, thank you for saying that. I didn't know you have ever seen any of my stuff.
Come on, man. You're a legend. You're a legend, ukulele teacher.
But I love what you said about that, because people see those videos and they go, "Wow, you can play like 20 instruments," and I'm kind of like, "Well, sort of, but like, there's no like major trick to it. Once you know guitar or ukulele, then you can play the other one and the bass and whatever. You can just sort of." It's kind of the same or similar transferable skills.
Right. Yeah, and string instruments especially.
Exactly,
I was lucky enough to play cello for a year in high school. I just joined the orchestra out of a whim. Some of my friends were like, hey, join the orchestra. I had a free class. So I was like, okay, I can do that. And then, I was playing guitar at the time, and I was like, cello's kind of like a big guitar.
Yeah.
Cello's got the same feel. It's different. It's tuned in fifths. You got to learn that. But once you learn how to do a scale on the cello, you're off and running.
Yeah. I played double bass at school.
Nice.
But it was just too much of a pain to carry around.
I bet you love the U bass.
I love the U bass. Yeah. But just give me a nice little soprano ukulele any day, and that's a lot easier. You can cycle around with it.
Right. That is nice. Yeah, I just got a long neck soprano, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
I like a long neck soprano.
Yeah, because you can play anything on
Yeah.
it. You don't have to worry about the 12th fret, being the end of it. And
We had to, when I played the double bass at school, to practice during the holiday, I had to borrow the church minibus to take it home, because it was just so huge. There was just no other way of doing it, you know. But the uke is much more portable.
Yeah, I love it for its portability. That's really where I got the uke in my hands, is just, and teaching other people, like I said, I pulled people into the jam session because it's so fun. Here's C, A minor, F. Okay, I'm going to hand you the uke now, and then go play that. I got you. And then we're jamming, we're making music. You can't do that in guitar world. You can't do that in sax world. You can't do that in any world but ukulele.
And it seems like you play with anyone as well. Like here at NAMM, they just put you on the stand, and then whoever walks past.
Oh man,
walks past, you can jam with them and do something.
It's an absolute joy. I was just at Ashokan Uke Fest last week, and doing it with the artists. There was Heidi Swedberg, Daniel Ward, and Angela Denise Davis, which are just amazing people, and Ben Hassinger, who runs Mighty Uke Day, and all 5 of us just getting up and jamming together. And me just, I love this, playing bass for anybody or playing ukulele, backing people up. It really is where I live, in terms of music. I love just responding to people. I think I miss that the most, from the pandemic and just like being alone. It's great to make music together, but right here at NAMM, this is where it happens, and this is where I love it. So yeah, it's been great just to stick around, just hang around, and who knows, you'll be pulled up. My mantra is always have an instrument in the car, just in case Stevie Wonder shows up and wants to jam, because you never know.
You never know.
Stevie Wonder's like, hey, does anybody want to jam?
You mean in case he turns up to NAMM?
Anywhere,
any car.
Anywhere, any car. Stevie Wonder's playing down the block, walking down, getting some Jack in the Box. You'd be like, Stevie, what's up? You'll be like, hey, Lenny, want to jam? Yes, I got my uke in the car.
Yeah, that's such a cool way that you put it, because I feel like a lot of like men in England, at least, their dream is like they're at the soccer game, like the FA Cup final or something. Player gets injured, and someone looks in the crowd and goes, "This guy, come on, take the kick," you know. And for me, I dream of going to a gig and like my favourite guitar player gets like a split fingernail or something, and it's like, does anyone know this song? This solo? I'm like, yeah, me, I'll do it. I'll jump up, you know.
Yeah,
like playing with your favourite band. It's like, I'd love to do that.
And that's awesome. That's an experience that you will never trade for anything, you know.
Yeah.
And just that, you know, as we are, you know, we tend to think like we're pretty big names in the ukulele community, you know. But in the world at large, there's just millions of musicians.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I think we have to live music the way in our small community, we have to be receptive to saying like, hey, we got to make music together wherever we are, you know, like whoever it is with, and just have that mentality, like be ready, you know, like a good sports player. Like if someone gets injured, you're on the court, you know, next man up, next woman up,
Yeah.
like get in there. And I love the openness of doing that too, which is hard, you know. It's even hard here at NAM. Sometimes you're playing and then somebody comes up and you're like, I'm busy, I'm working, you know, and sometimes it's just like, it's for the sake of music, let's jam. Let's do it, you know.
Have you played with Stevie Wonder?
No, I wish. You know, I worked at a school, Oakland School for the Arts, and one of the bands that came out of there got to do a song with Stevie Wonder on America's Got Talent.
No way. Cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. They were called Pop Life, and the lead singer is Kehlani, actually, who's a very popular rapper now. She went to Oakland School for the Arts, along with Zendaya, humble brag. You know, I got to see them in the halls of Oakland School for the Arts. I never worked with them.
Okay.
But they got to jam with Stevie. They said he was a hard ass.
Really?
It was really hard to work with him because you know Stevie knows if you're playing the wrong note.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He knows where it's coming from.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. Oh, Stevie's great. Put that man in bubble wrap.
Yes,
we need him. We need him.
Yeah. Have you played with anyone like sort of huge, like mainstream huge at all? Or?
I mean Cynthia Lynn.
Well, of course, yeah.
Like Remus Jr. I know. Who have I played with who was like, you know, Bakiti Kumalo.
Okay.
Yeah, who's a Kala artist. I think that's probably the most like legendary fanboy thing that I've done because he plays with Paul Simon.
Right.
We've got to do a little. You could call me Al, you know, with him.
Who was he? The bass guy?
Yeah, he's the bass guy.
Yeah.
He does a.
I know that. Believe me, I know that.
That bass fill. And he slaps the bass. He has his own Kala U bass too, the Bakiti model. But he does a special like slidey thing on the U bass that's just phenomenal. And he's just a wonderful person. I got to meet him a couple times and jam with him. We did the Toy Fair together, and that one is like there's no musicians, so it's just me and him and our friend Zoe. Zoe's gonna hate this because it's been so long. Forgetting her last name, Zoe. But together we just take over that place and make music. It's really cool.
Funnily enough, you just brought back a memory about 5 or 6 years ago. I did a toy fair in England.
Oh, you did?
And I had no idea why. And there were no other musicians either. But some company was just like, oh yeah, we might sell ukuleles. Can you just come and play a ukulele for us for a while? And I'm like, yeah, I guess, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, ukuleles being toys, I love it. Because as long as they're good, that's why I like, you know, again, brought to you by Kala brand music.
Right.
But, I mean, that's why I love rolling with Kala, because no matter what they make, whether it's a plastic one or you know, a real wood one, laminate wood, it's always going to be playable. And it's always going to sound like something, and that's vital. I mean, I remember growing up with, you know, crappy guitars my whole life, and then one time I was teaching a kind of a well-to-do family, and they were like, here, have this Gibson.
Nice.
I was like, whoa, really?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah. I looked it up. It was like $2,000 guitar.
Wow.
And it was the first one that I had that was set up properly. You know, that's number one. Like the frets were low.
Yeah.
And I was finding myself playing it all the time. I was like, this was what growing up with the instrument's supposed to be. But a lot of people don't have that experience because you can only spend $200 on a Squier, you know.
Yeah.
And so for ukulele being what it is, amazing that you can have a $40 ukulele that will play well, and once you stretch the strings, will stay in tune. You know, a lot of people think it's the ukulele. It's not. It's the strings. Yeah. Like most ukuleles will stay in tune. Yeah. Zoe Harrison. Oh, she's gonna hate me. And Tracy and her family. Kenny.
And
Zoe Harrison.
Zoe,
awesome. Yeah, Zoe Harrison. She's a young, talented musician out of New Jersey. And we always jam at the Toy Fair, and I miss her so much. And us in Bikini, you know, we get up and play. Oh yeah, me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Yeah.
We play that one together.
Did he teach you how to play the You Can Call Me Al bass breakdown thing?
The bass part?
Yeah. No.
No. Bikini? No.
Yeah. Did you figure it out anyway?
No, I put it in slow motion. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm sure you heard the story, but apparently he only played the first half of it, and then the second
And
half
then
is
it reversed.
It's just backwards, right? Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
I saw Train play live a few years ago, and they did that song.
Oh, nice.
And the bass player played it. And then at the end, the singer just goes, "Oh, can you just play that bit again?" And he just played it again, just on his own.
Can we just have it one more time, please?
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. I got to study that and learn it. I used to try to do You Can Call Me Al as a loop pedal thing, but it doesn't really translate. You need the horns.
Yeah. Hey, actually, I don't want to talk about myself too much, but talking of You Can Call Me Al and talking of playing with your favorite musicians, I went to one of my best friend's wedding was in upstate New York, in the Catskills.
Catskills, yeah, that's where we were at Ashokan too.
Oh, right,
Same
okay.
place,
Yeah.
Catskills.
And he hired this like super expensive wedding band, and the drummer was the drummer or ex-drummer of They Might Be Giants. I don't know if you.
Oh yeah,
aware of
well,
them, so.
I mean, I know them because they do all the Disney songs.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
We love all the stuff that they do.
They've been my favorite band since I was like 10 years old.
No
basically.
way.
Yeah,
They sound great.
And he basically arranged it so I could play a song with them. And we did My Name, You Can Call Me Al.
Oh.
And I was sort of doing the horns on the ukulele.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for anyone who's listening, by the way, that's Lenny playing, not me.
I give you credit.
Thank you. But that was like such a thrill. Like he like sort of was like doing the drums. I'm looking around. I'm like, wow, I'm on stage with this guy and I'm playing this amazing song. And the coolest thing as well was like I was just concentrating so hard on the intro, like I don't want to mess up. And I looked up, and there was like a conga going around the room, and people were just so into it, you know.
Oh, that song it really brings in the good vibes.
It
Something
really
about
does,
it.
yeah.
And also that the video is ridiculous, you know. playing the guy playing the flute.
For years, I thought
Chase,
that like why is Paul Simon in all these European Vacation, National Lampoon movies and stuff? I just thought that was Paul Simon. I was like, why does no one ever talk about his comedy career?
That is funny.
But when you're a little kid, I guess you.
I know, yeah. You just see the face and you go, oh, that must be Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was like, not really happening with music videos. So they really threw in like a wrench into the system, right?
Yeah.
Nobody was doing like lip sync with a different person on a music video.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying it's nearly the.
I know. Maybe we should check them out.
Yeah, the
Bird Watchers, y'all.
Bird Watchers.
See them at Mighty Uke Day in June.
Okay, Lenny, let's wrap it up real quick then.
Sure.
Let's say people are listening to you for the first time, they've never heard of you, but you sound like a cool and happening dude. How can they find out more about UkuLenny? Where are you?
Of course. So, I mean, the nice thing is everything is UkuLenny, UKU-Lenny. And you just put that in Google, you'll find a bunch of stuff. UkuLenny.com, on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, it's all the same. Even my email is ukulenny@gmail. So, branding is very important, as you know. So as long as you know how to spell ukulele, which is UKU, by the way, not UKE.
It's so often UKE. That really bugs me.
The best one, my favorite, is UKLELE. Like, where's the eh? Like,
that is
ukulele.
weird.
Like, ukulele. UKU, Lenny. That's all you gotta do.
On everything. Cool. YouTube as well?
Yeah, YouTube, And I gotta say this shout out, because every time I talk about YouTube, I'm not doing it that much. I know you've done a little less. What's funny is I'll occasionally come up on like an OG who's like, hey, I know your videos, and it must be someone from 10 years ago, because I wasn't making videos after that really. And I gotta say, it was you and me. It was me and John, in the early 10s, 09, and Aldrin Guerrero, Ukulele Underground. And Ukulele Mike.
Ukulele Mike. I was talking about Ukulele Mike with James Hill because there are two of them.
I was watching him, and it was just like phenomenal. He taught me how to play the blues.
We're talking about like an old Canadian guy who lived on a boat. Right?
Was that Ukulele Mike? I thought he was an old Southern guy. No?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was me. But he lived on a boat, had a huge beard and stuff.
Yeah, beard. And Ukulele Mike passed away just maybe like 5 or so.
Yeah, a couple
years ago.
Yeah.
His daughter still runs it.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
So you can still buy his books.
Yeah.
But that's it. We're the OGs, baby.
I guess so. Yeah, you and me.
And
Ukulele Mike.
Yeah. And that was just awesome to be a part of that kind of YouTube revolution. That was, Jake going viral.
Yeah.
And really bringing the ukulele forefront. That's why I picked up the uke, was because Jake was doing Bohemian Rhapsody, and I thought, well, that's cool. I should learn that. And then just made a couple videos, and the rest is history. So, ukulele teacher, UkuLenny, Ukulele Mike, Aldrin Guerrero, Ukulele Underground.
Yeah.
OGs, man.
The OGs. You said it. What a guy, and what an OG. The one, the only, UkuLenny. Thank you, Lenny, for chatting with me. Oh my goodness, I've thought I was going to make it through a show. Nearly there, but that voice is not holding out, is it? Anyway, just want to say, that Careless Whisper, how about that? That was tremendous. What a saxophonist, not just a great guy, not just a great ukulele player, but a tremendous saxophone player as well. Well done, UkuLenny, that sounded good. Secondly, the takeaway for me from this one, always keep an instrument in the car just in case Stevie Wonder turns up and wants to jam with you. I love this. Don't know how often it happens, but it's got to happen one day maybe. So keep a ukulele in the car, keep it in your backpack or a saxophone. I don't know. Just make sure you have a musical instrument in the car with you just in case Stevie Wonder turns up and wants to jam. Hey, stranger things have happened. And we live in strange times in a strange world right now. So that's good advice there from Lenny. And secondly, or thirdly, I guess, finally, I should say, sharing the love for Bagiti Kumalo, the Paul Simon bass player. Now, Lenny was talking about him a little bit just now, and I want to talk about him because I had the chance to meet him later in the year, in September, at the Los Angeles International Ukulele Festival, where I interviewed him for this show, Ukulele Tales. And my goodness, what an interesting guy. I actually had a whole sheet of questions. I was going to ask him about his role on the Gracelands album, and of course that You Can Call Me Out bass solo. And I ended up asking him almost nothing about that because he just had such an interesting story to tell about his life growing up in South Africa. So I can't wait to share that one with you. We will do that in the next couple of weeks, I think. A great interview coming up with Bagiti Kumalo, great guy, another great player as well, a bass player and a bass ukulele player now as well. So sharing the love with UkuLenny for Bagiti Kumalo, who we will have on the show very, very soon. Okay, my voice is just about to give out. Excuse me, that is another Ukulele Tales in the can. Wow, I didn't think I was going to make it, but there we go. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, give it a thumbs up, spread the word, share it with your friends, family, and ukulele communities because I think it's a good show and I hope you're enjoying it and I want to keep doing it. And if you want to keep doing it, we need people to listen. So please, if you have any friends, family, or loved ones who you think would enjoy the show, let them know all about it. Likewise, if you'd like to help support it, sign up to patreon.com/uketeacher. And if you can share even just a couple of pounds a month to keep this going, or a couple of dollars a month, it would be so, so much appreciated. And you also get some great bonus content. Don't forget, all things being well and my voice holding out, we will talk about your ukulele goals and New Year's resolutions for 2023 next week. So email me, uketeacher@grabyouruke.com, or find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I will read out your goals and plans and hopes and dreams for the next year, next time. For now, though, this has been Ukulele Tales. I've been John Atkins, the ukulele teacher, and until next time, I love you all, and I wish you the best.